Hi guys, it's Lizzie from Pretty Vices. Today I want to cover my favorite face masks that are out right now. I've used all of these pretty religiously for the last 6 to 8 months, and keep in mind my skin is pretty combo. I'm obsessed with anti-aging, almost sickeningly so, but I'm very combo, so I'm very oily in my T-zone and around my cheeks right here, and I have large pores, so that's kind of the guiding light in most of these mask suggestions. The first one kind of goes with my outfit, so witch goals. The Boscia Luminizing Black Mask. You've probably seen a version of this or a knockoff of this on Instagram. They're very popular, those like peel off masks where it pulls out like blackheads from the back of your head. A lot of those that you can buy on Amazon and stuff are actually pretty hard on your face and they really hurt to peel off. I love Boscia, I trust it. I don't feel like I'm gonna like damage my skin or anything like that, but you do get a fair amount of gunk out. I've definitely noticed that after I peel this off, it does get stuff out. Not as much as I would see normally on like a Biore pore strip or something, but it does kind of get that first layer of crud off. I have also noticed when I use it in this area, it helps with any redness and does luminize your skin. With these peel off masks, something I kind of had to learn through trial and error is that applying a thick coat within reason is really your best bet. Applying a thick coat and leaving it on for as long as you can. We're talking like, I think they recommend 30 minutes. I can usually get to like 25 minutes, 20 minutes before I start, clawing at the walls. Also, this stuff looks kind of scary on your face. So I try to do it when I'm home alone, but now I'm just like, sorry, Sai. I actually announced that I'm using this mask before I enter the room so that Sai is not traumatized, because this is a safe household and no one should be scared. Look how black this stuff is. Like, for real, for real. So if you apply a thick layer of it, I usually apply this only in trouble zones. So like I said, the T-zone typically, let it dry for 25 to 30 minutes and then peel it off slowly. If you apply a thick amount and let it set, it'll peel off no problem. You can just sort of grab the edges and it will get a good amount of gunk off. If you're feeling like it's really hard to peel off, it's probably that you haven't put on a thick enough layer. So I didn't really like this mask at first, and that's because I was doing that. I was just not putting enough on. This is the third bottle of this that I've bought, so I love it. On a similar note, as far as peel off masks, the Skin Rescue Purifying Mask from First Aid Beauty, I think this was recommended to me by Casey Holmes and Marissa Lace, who both have combo oily skin from what I understand. It has red clay in it, so a very similar concept where you have to lay it on thick and then peel it off. This you will get a good tingle, so I don't recommend putting this all over your face unless you have pretty sturdy skin. Give it a try like on your chin or something first just to try it out. I've noticed that when I use this all over my face and then peel it off, just because my skin is used to it, I know I can do that. My skin is so soft after I use it. It really does kind of like break down any roughness or dryness. It sloughs off that top layer of skin that you don't need, and does unclog your pores. Have I noticed that my skin is much more mattified the next day? Not necessarily, but I do feel like the texture of my pores is better, less noticeable under makeup, and it does really zap some of that oil out, especially if you're like going through like a hormonal period or something like that where you're noticing a lot of acne on your chin. I'll always apply this. It's gentle on your skin, but you do get that kind of like satisfying, I feel like this is working, not burn, but tingle when you put it on. Essentially, the science behind any product that has clay in it is that it'll draw out toxins. Take it or leave it. Clay products do really help with bringing any sort of like bacteria to the surface. So if you put a clay product, and I'll get into this in my next selection as well, if you put a clay product on a pimple that hasn't really come to a head, it will basically like expedite the life cycle of that pimple. So you can be kind of like over and done with it sooner. Similarly to how when you first get a facial, like a really intense facial, you might notice that your skin breaks out 2 or 3 days later. That sometimes happens with clay products as well. it's drawing out that gunk. So if you break out a little bit the first time you use this, don't give up, try it one more time. That didn't happen to me, but I have heard people complain about that with clay products. This one is slightly less traumatizing than the black Boscia one. It's orange, so it's like orangey red. So when you apply this, it's just not cute. None of these like are really that attractive, but it kind of makes it look like you have a rash, so cool. But then you peel it off and not rashy anymore. On the topic of clay products for your skin, I talked about this on the blog as a dupe for the glamglow masks, which are hugely expensive. This is the L'Oreal Pure Clay Purity Mask. L'Oreal put out, in 2016, put out 3 masks. I think there's like a luminizing one, a black one that's I think mattifying, and then this purity one. I like this one the best. I find it to be the most effective. Really, there is a huge gap in the market for a high quality mask at a drugstore price. So I was super excited that L'Oreal put these out. I would say that I don't use this all over my face. I find it a little too intense for that. It makes me red and my skin a little bit irritated. But I mentioned this on the blog, so definitely read that article. I'll link down below. I use this as a spot treatment like crazy. It really does make any sort of like, if a pimple's swelling, this will make it go down overnight. So I use it as a spot treatment more than a mask, but it is technically a mask. For a moisturizing mask, this is a little bit of a DIY. I love to mix jojoba oil. I use this for tons of stuff. I use this on my scalp. It's by Desert Essence, but you can get it at any sort of health food store. Whole Foods has them. You can get them on Amazon. I mix this and honey, and it is the best moisturizing mask. I personally have never found a sheet mask or a regular like traditional mask that works as well as using honey on my face for moisture. Honey will fall off your face because it's not really like conditioned to stick to your face like a peel off product would or something. So maybe not for like walking around. The advantage of the peel off mask that I showed is that you can kind of go about your day within your house, unless you want to go outside with that mask on, you do that. Maybe don't go outside with the black one on. Honey will fall off your face, so maybe like lay still like a vegetable. But if you leave that on your face for about 15 minutes, it makes your skin so much softer. Also, honey has a natural antibacterial element to it, so it will help your acne. You will not break out. Same thing with jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is essentially tells your skin that it's produced enough oil. So it's really good for like if you have excess sebum, so that would be like enlarged pores or skin that's like constantly getting oily and irritated. Jojoba and honey will both help with that. So it's just my little DIY moisture mask. I do love the glamglow moisturizing mask, but it's just so expensive that it's not worth it to me when I get such a similar result from these products that I can buy for much cheaper and buy at a grocery store. Okay guys, those are my favorite masks. I hope you enjoyed it. I will link everything down below, and happy masking.